Okay. The ones who are in Bhakti Yoga path, generally I observe people look at them as mad people, to be honest enough. Just throw some perspective on, what goes through them. Are they really mad, or Sadhguru says devotion is the highest intelligence. So give a perspective on that they are not mad people, and they are in a higher state of intelligence. You start like, can you start with like, ఈ ఒక్క చిన్న part cut. Chanting mantras continuously. People look at like they're just wasting their time chanting mantras, don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
These are two separate things you are talking about here. One is you're talking about the Bhakti marg, and the other part is chanting. They are not related at all. They can come together, but they're not necessarily related. Chanting is a completely different path by itself.
Yeah. Please give me the perspective of this chanting too.
So the Bhakti marg is highest intention, highest emotion. Okay. I've never been to such states to say what it is, but I want to share an example of. I feel in a way I'm devoted to Devi, because once she touched me, I really felt like she should happen to everybody. Okay, so that's when we came to this village also, the first thing that we wanted to do was bring Devi. So and somehow she presented a space, like a plot or a space for her to come. Okay, in a very beautiful story. I'll share that story some other time. But during those days I was living in a small shack, like a little shed, until Pranava Kshetra's main building got constructed. I was living in a small cow shed. Okay, and I used to have Devi in one corner of that shack, and every day I would do my Devi sadhana in the morning, and I'd leave the space to attend to the building activity. One day when I was leaving, it felt like Devi called me. I was about to close the door and lock it. It felt like Devi called me, and I looked back, and then I noticed that diya was off. See, it doesn't matter whether she called me or not, but the fact is the diya was off. At that moment, I made a choice that anyway I'm just going for 5 minutes. I'll come back and light the diya. So I didn't stay. I locked the door and went. That day I met with a very crazy accident. I remember that till today, because I only had 2 scratches, little scratches from that accident, but my bike got total. Total means like my handle is gone, half of the bike got ruined. Anybody who would have seen that incident would not believe that I was met with an accident, looking at the situation of bike and the whole incident. But at that point I just thought about it. Maybe Devi calling me was right. So this is the intelligence I'm talking about, right? I ignored that intelligence.
Okay.
How this plays and how this works, I'm not the right person to talk about. But that day I remember I ignored that intelligence. Whether she did it or I did it myself, I cannot say whether it happens because of devotion or because such huge presence is making things happen. I don't know, but it happened to me. I ignored the whatever she was trying to, or whatever was happening at that time. Imagine when do accidents happen? Accidents always happen in split seconds.
Yes.
That means if I drove the bike 1 second later or 1 second before, accident would not have happened that day, right? The same accident I'm saying. Maybe somewhere else you could have met with an accident, right?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So that split second I could have waited and light the diya.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
not because nothing.
So this is my experience, right? Again, I'm not the best person to talk about it. My experience has been such that when I was in such intense devotion moments in my life,
Devi.
my intelligence was something else. Right? When we constructed the building of Pranava Kshetra, when I look back at it right now, when I look at it, the amount of detail and the meticulous things that went into it I don't think I'll be able to do that today, because I'm not doing my Devi sadhana regularly and keeping up with my own how do you say sadhana, bhakti sadhana. But I've experienced that whenever I'm in that bhakti sadhana mode, my intelligence is something else, and it's not intellect, it's not logic,
It's just flowing.
it's just there. It feels like it's there right in front of you that you're missing all your life.
Great.
But then again, the day-to-day activity in your life is very logical in nature, so I haven't been able to keep up with that.